It
The
was him
moment my
all.
wife Sarah walked
We are
through the
dealing
door
with a
that
predator.
Tuesday, I knew something was
And
wrong.
what he didn't know is
She
he just
still
picked
had
the
her
wrong
campus
family to
ID
mess
on,
with.
her purse wasn't on the table, and that smile she always brought home from the community college was gone. She just stared at me, her hands trembling, and said, "Michael, I think I'm in serious trouble. Now, Sarah doesn't scare easily. She's tough." She grew up in South Chicago and worked her way through everything life threw at her. So when I saw her shaking like that, I knew this was real. "It's Kevin Brennan," she said. Just hearing his name made my jaw clench. Brennan was the Golden Boy department head, strutting around campus like he owned it. Rich family, perfect teeth, and an ego you could see from space. "What did he do?" I asked. Her voice shook as she told me everything. He'd called her into his office for a career development chat. He complimented her voice, smiled like a snake, and then told her to join him for a private dinner. When she politely said no, he leaned back and said, "Don't be naive. This is how the world works. You want to advance? Be a team player." She walked out. The very next morning, her career started falling apart. Her hours were cut. Her system access was restricted. Her desk was moved. It was a complete professional takedown in less than 24 hours. Coincidence? Not a chance. I couldn't sleep that night. My mind was racing, picturing a dozen ways to confront him, but I knew anger wouldn't solve this. The next day, while on security duty, I ran into Pete, a senior guard and the biggest gossip on campus. He leaned in and whispered, "Mike, Brennan's done this before." My blood ran cold. He told me about Jenny Martinez, a woman who had quit suddenly last year. Brennan had targeted her too. The compliments, the invitations, the retaliation when she said no. He destroyed her career. And there were others women who left quietly, too scared to speak up. Brennan had a system, and Sarah was his newest target. I told Sarah everything. She cried, not from fear, but from pure anger. "We can't let him keep doing this," she said. And that's when we made a plan. Sarah documented every single thing, every cut hour, every passive-aggressive email, every act of retaliation. I started digging through hours of security footage, and the pattern was clear. Women would be called into his office late. The blinds would go down. They'd leave looking distressed. Then, like clockwork, their schedules would change, their access would be revoked, their desks would be moved. We found witnesses. Maria from maintenance and Tom from IT both confirmed it. Brennan gave verbal orders to sabotage women's work. He manipulated schedules, controlled promotions, and used fear as his weapon. With their help, we created an anonymous survey. We sent out 50. 18 came back, and 8 of them contained detailed, gut-wrenching accounts of harassment. This wasn't just Sarah's fight anymore. This was war. We knew we needed someone powerful. Someone the administration couldn't ignore. Dr. Elizabeth Hartley, a board member and an expert in workplace law. We brought her everything, the logs, the footage, the witness statements, the surveys. She reviewed every single document with a razor-sharp focus. "This," she said, "is systematic abuse of power, and it will be investigated." For the first time, someone with power believed us. But as soon as Brennan learned he was under review, he hit back harder. He had Sarah's access card deactivated. Her desk was moved to the basement. He even had her assigned to clean the men's bathrooms. It was humiliation, plain and simple. Dr. Hartley called an emergency meeting, and the committee immediately suspended Brennan, but he wasn't done. His lawyer called Sarah, threatening to sue us for defamation unless she retracted everything. Sarah was terrified, but I held her hands and said, "If we don't fight him, no one ever will." We didn't back down. With the investigation underway, more women came forward. The trickle of testimonies became a flood. Brennan's smug confidence vanished, replaced by desperation. His lawyer ranted about conspiracies and fabricated evidence, but the board wasn't buying it. Finally, the committee gave its recommendation: terminate Kevin Brennan immediately. I'll never forget the final board meeting. Brennan walked in looking confident, right up until the chairman announced, "The board votes 6-2 for immediate termination," his face twisted with rage. His lawyer had to grab his arm to stop him from exploding. They walked out in silence. His reign of terror was over. 6 months later, Sarah was promoted. Jenny Martinez came back to a better job. Maria and Tom were recognized for their courage. The college implemented new harassment policies and even created a new office to protect employees. Women on campus finally felt safe, and Kevin Brennan? Last we heard, he moved and took a consulting job, his online bio conveniently leaving out his time at Riverside, but justice was served. One day, a woman he had harassed called us, crying. "You didn't just fight for Sarah," she said. "You fought for all of us. You gave us our dignity back." And for the first time in a very long time, I saw my wife smile her real smile again. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to follow for more stories like this.